How you doing, guys? Today I'm back on my 1955 Wheel Horse Seniors Wisconsin AEN. We want to get the camshaft and the governor as well as all the tappets out of the block so we can get this thing over to the machine shop. First thing I need to do is I need to remove these 5/8 I guess you would call them expansion plugs or freeze plugs, I guess. There's one on this side of the engine and there's one on the other side. Basically what I'm doing, or what I did to get it out, because I got the other side out, I did it pretty simple. I just took a drill bit, drilled a hole in the center of the plug, took my torch, just heated this up just a little bit, and then with this little screwdriver stuck it in the hole. It came right out effortlessly. You can see the end of the camshaft looks good. I might have dinked the inside of this cam, but it's hollow, so it doesn't make any difference. We'll just sand it down once we get it out. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and as I move this thing over, sorry, just going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm just going to make a little center punch, drill a hole in there, open up the hole big enough so I can get this in there, heat it up with the torch, and hopefully it'll pop right out. Got the plug out. This one was a little bit different from the other side, from the perspective that I did drill the hole. I started to pry a little bit and it wouldn't come out. And if you see real close, there is a little ridge right there of cast iron. So I just took a piece of threaded rod, sent it down, caught the edge, and I was able to knock it out. So it's right there. According to the manual, we have to press, or they say drive, the pin out of the block from the PTO side, from the flywheel side, which this is, to the PTO side. And I started tapping on it, and it just won't. I mean, there's a couple ding marks here, but I can't see how I barely hit it, and my punch is not all chewed up, so I have no idea what that is. But I'm going to go ahead, put this thing in the press, and try to drive that pin, or at least start driving the pin out of the block from the flywheel side to the PTO side. All right. Well, in full transparency, I can't get this cam pin to come out of the block. I heated it up, tried to tap it out with the punch. That didn't work. I don't really want to beat on it because the end of the pin is already kind of messed up. I don't think I did the mess up, because I'm just going to get this out of the way, sorry, because I hit it with the hammer, but I didn't really hit it. You know, I just kind of tapped it, but it's buggered up at the end. So then I heated it up with the torch again, and I put it in my little Dake press here, and yeah, it laughed at me. It hasn't even moved, so I have no idea what is holding that in. So I got to go back to the drawing boards and figure out why. I mean, it's supposed to be pressed in or driven in, as they say in the manual, but at any rate, I have no idea why this thing is not moving at all. So clearly I don't want to go too crazy and break something. But I said, oh, you know what? Why don't we go ahead and just remove the governor? So that's what I did. I went ahead and just undid the top bolt, undid the two housing bolts, and pulled it out. And lo and behold, I didn't notice this, but the governor arm piece is broken. The top tang is MIA. So I said to myself, well, you know what, let me just take a look around, and I couldn't find it in the engine, so I went and I raked through the oil pan, and it's not in the oil pan either. So it's interesting. You know what I mean? Maybe it was clanking around in there at one time, and somebody took the oil pan off and cleaned it out. But I mean, going like this, it's not in there. So I don't know where that little chunk is, but clearly we're going to have to look for a new governor arm. So I'll get on that and look for that. As for the cam pin, I'm going to have to go back to the drawing boards right now and figure this out and get back to you. We got it. Yep, got it out. All right, so I had to go back, like I said, I had to go back to the drawing boards. Basically, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing anything like a woodruff key or a set screw or something stupid that was just keeping it from coming out. And there was nothing. So basically what I did was I tipped the motor up on its side and I just heated it up with the torch and sprayed it with some WD-40. I took this little piece of rod, fit it right in there, and then just, hit it with the hammer. And it came right, I had it kind of, not really hard, but I hit it, firmly. That pushed it out. It felt tight all the way through. I would stop and make sure the cam was still spinning free, which it did all the way through. And then it came right out the PTO side. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, I did get a little bit of blowout right here in the cast iron, which doesn't make a bit of sense because nothing had a sharp edge. And the cam pin itself is beveled. So I don't know. And then this side, this is the side that came out first. It's beveled. And there's no sharp edges, and there's no sharp, well, maybe there's a little sharp edge right there. Maybe that's what did it. But in any event, something caught that edge and blew it out, but there's no scrape marks. You can see where's the flashlight? Here it is. We'll get a flashlight, we'll take a look. Yeah, there's no, whoopsie daisy, sorry. There's no gouges. There's no scrapes in there. So, for whatever reason, a little bit of a blowout. Not going to matter because there's plenty of meat there to hold the pin in place. I'm just going to tip this on its side real light so we can take a look inside. Everything looks real good. The bore looks amazing. I probably could just dingleberry hone it, but we're having it bored. The lifter bores themselves are in great shape. This is the intake lifter. This is the exhaust lifter. Going to want to put these back in their original positions because I'm not replacing the cam or the lifters. Hang on. All three of those parts are in good shape. So essentially this thing is ready for the machine shop. What am I going to have done? I'm going to have it bored 10 over for the new piston and rings. I got 2 new valve seats coming in, so I'm going to have 2 new valve seats put in it. The exhaust valve guide is blown out pretty good, so I got 2 new guides coming, and I have 2 new valves. So we'll have the machine shop put the guides in, we'll have them put the new seats in, and then I'll have them probably lap the valves in to get that finished. I'm also going to have the machine shop take this thing out because I tried getting it out, and that is above my pay grade, so that'll be done. And then essentially, that's it. Then everything else needs to be done by me. I got to get the crank all cleaned up, polish it, polish the journal, clean the bearings, do the PTO, do the, clean everything here and clean the gears off. Same thing with the cam. Going to need to squeaky clean the whole thing. I think I am going to get a new pin, a new cam pin for it. So that way, whatever that little burr issue was will be gone. Need to get some seals, not a big deal, and then clean everything up, and the engine should be ready to rock and roll. I was thinking about porting and all this other, and we're not getting involved with that. None of that. It's getting done. My hope is we'll have this engine cleaned by the machine shop. Hopefully they'll tank it or boil it or whatever the hell they do with it, clean it all up, and then I'll figure out if I'm going to paint it or if I'm just going to clear it. One or the other. But for right now, I just have to wait for the valve seats to come in, and then it's a holiday weekend, and there's another holiday weekend, so I might wait till after the first of the year to drop it off to the machine shop. All right, guys, short video for the holiday. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, and subscribe. We will be getting back on the senior very shortly because we got to do the steering box. That is the last major thing after the motor. But while the motor's at the machine shop getting done, I can start working on the steering box, and then that's it. Then it's pretty much, let's put this thing together, let's get some fuel, let's get some fire, and we'll get this thing running. Hopefully we'll have it running in a month or 2. All right, thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a wonderful holiday season, and I wish you all a Happy New Year.